So I'm back. Sorry for not doing like an outro last time. I did I went 7 minutes into the trial and thought, you know, I'm gonna take a break and just make the investigation its own part. But now, this game where from chapter 4. Yeah. So now we're let's open up the set skills. I think I got a skill from Baku. Let's go. I've only did the first 1 or 2 of these, so don't worry. Yeah,
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong, then I'll Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Oh.
Whoa! Deja vu.
I know, right? She said that last time.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your
But if
stupid
it isn't one of them
excuses.
3, because Baki's called her an idiot, then it's not who I think it is. But she must have some reason for believing that. That only means it could be Kyoko. Unless Sakura killed herself. Which I think... I don't know.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
How could you hit your own head?
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Oh, no.
That's low.
Yeah, I was
That's
right,
about as
Paul.
low as you can get. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you...
I have a
Because
lot
you
of
all
hearts
had.
now
You
because of
hated
that.
her.
Because
Is that it?
Baki
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's no good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all, there's no way that one of you is
I don't deny that I never went...
I didn't.
Yeah, same here. I never saw.
No, that's wrong.
The candy was given to her after you last met her.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
I like how
Red
they're talking.
polka dots?
They're doing all the talking for me.
That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
Yeah.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago! It doesn't have any...
When?
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
What Hira said can't be right. Because Sakura only had gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... I got it when Sakura got the candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was... Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Oh.
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Wait, hold on. When Kyoko found the magazine with a dying message in it.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense?
He's burying his own grave.
What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Then is this going to be a very straightforward one? Magazine dying message. Still doesn't explain much about it, though.
I can tell you exactly when I found the when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine.
When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
At the time.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you
when I found it was only I found the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell
shit,
you
I
when
keep
it was
pressing
only
control to
I
slow
found the
down.
magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total
Hold on, I can do
sense.
this. I'm gonna steal what he says and use
I can
it
tell you
later.
exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her.
her final word.
What's your problem? What I said makes
Alright,
total
let's see if this
sense.
works.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's
Body was discovered.
There we go. That did work.
No, that's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Oh,
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote
Oh,
it.
good.
And
You-
this is me
you-
talking, so you
why
know
are you
it's
being so
true.
defensive? You did it then. I suppose the less people there is, the more obvious the murderer becomes.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Can't hear you.
Attack. Reload. Where's reload? Oh, tab.
Conspiracy! The end is nigh! Can't hear you, can't hear you! Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
There we go.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Oh,
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, would you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me,
I
do
don't
whatever
know,
you
something's
want.
a bit off.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain.
Why there was 2 smashed bottles.
And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what did Hiro do that make sense?
I got it!
Why the magazine was hidden.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the
it was
rec room
Toka.
both before and
Or Toko,
after the
whatever.
incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
I got it!
Toko.
It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
He attacked her once, he
Hiro.
knocked her out.
Tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
Well, I haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Because there was a second bottle strike, wasn't there?
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle and I hit Ogre from behind before she could.
You hit her from behind, and you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and
See? Hero really is the killer!
Okay, I hit her just once.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Kyoko's examination.
You hit her from, and you only hit.
Yeah, just once.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
It's the chess pieces. Come on, even I should know this. It's fucking simple. Chess piece. So I need a C. Sure. There we go. And then E. S. D. E. And then another. There we go. God, this one's
Now I
easier than last one.
understand. That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was
Knight.
the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh!
So the queen is missing.
Yep.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
No.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
Maybe Kyoko did do it.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, when the bottle was missing.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
The weight of the glass.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
Oh,
And
there's
what we
one.
found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And
Yep.
there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can only be no doubt the second missing Monaco's bottles in this case must have been used by the Sakura's second
I
detective.
got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that
Just
second
realised
blow.
my mic was a bit disjointed. I think it's better now. From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who discovered the second blow.
Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Ooh. What?
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait, I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
What? You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decide.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about
So
it.
she was in the room the entire time?
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
No.
Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
It's not ridiculous at all. Any proof show Toko was in the rec room. And I have it. She left there. She left it there for anyone to find. A new limit is added to the bulletin. Sure. The proper truth bullet. Oh god. Okay. That Veg Clover are just going to pretend is set to mean regardless just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you. Wait, halfway? I thought I was near the end. Wow, so am I really halfway? I thought I was towards the end. Or does it mean halfway through the battle?
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing.
You're fine once you get the rhythm going.
I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing.
Okay, now.
I curse you. It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough!
Here we go.
I admit nothing. I curse you.
Hey. Now.
That's enough!
This should
Yes.
prove
Nice. Vita.
it. Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Everyone's admitting
Then
it.
you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Yeah, you mean.
Guess who's back?
Oh, Genocide Joe.
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
Oh.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Cause normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's... you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good. You keep talking like that, and Hina's gonna.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Something doesn't add up.
Huh?
You did it, didn't you?
Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It was a higher, isn't it?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted.
She poisoned her
Then
after the
even
2
this
strikes.
gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is. Yellow powder.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front. I remember waking
Oh
up
my
right in
God,
front of
and-
the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered, so you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right when I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
She was poisoned while she was unconscious.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
And you were taken by surprise, so you smashed her head.
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No. Oh.
Shoot!
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered, so you smashed her head in.
You got it! I smashed.
And where did the attack...
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Oh shit. Well,
I was
Kyoko's...
just sleeping peacefully.
Ah, okay,
And
so
all
it
of
might
a
have
sudden,
been
Sakura
status.
was right there in front of me. I remember waking up.
And you were taken by so you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack take...
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial
You
killer.
didn't really kill your best friend, did you?
Are you sure
You
you
actually
didn't attack
did.
her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
And it has to be the evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Blood on the floor.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
I was in the locker.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay, then.
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
The poison.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre?
That yellow powder.
If it wasn't from Jen, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her
Oh.
head.
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre?
I don't know how to do this
If it wasn't
one.
from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of
I take
anything
normal
other than the shot
sentences?
to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Maybe this could work.
What was it that if it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack?
No.
Shoot!
What was it that if it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
try.
you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it? If it wasn't from Jen, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot.
There we go, that worked.
No, that's wrong! According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I got it!
Section A.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
He drank the poison.
Huh? Master!
He's drinking poison. But no, it must be because she switched the bottles.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Baku and scrapped out the bit of contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
It's gone into the health bottle. Protein shake. Protein. So I need an E. E. S. Wait. Protein. So is it an S? Dear shake. No. Drink. That's it. There we go.
Now I understand! The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the 2 materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footprints, isn't it? There we go.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
I knew it. You bitch.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it!
Myself and...
Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Oh, Baiku the savage. Fucking her up.
Hina, is it true? Did you really... kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
Kyoko, what are you saying?
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery.
Oh, the door.
And I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
Like
What
you.
doesn't fit?
You didn't do it, did you?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just... nervous. So... I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Back you, you're not the culprit,
There's
are you?
nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the
Back you,
chem lab.
please. Tell me you didn't do it.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
There was no footprints at B.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Back you did it, didn't you? I'd rather no. God damn it, back you. You don't make me do this. Footprints on the powder.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I moved from Section C to Section A.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
I was kind of relieved when I found out it was
The
her.
powder had already been spilled when you came in.
But now it
and
could be
you went
back
straight
you.
to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
Oh god, this is good. This spinning the camera.
What the hell? What's going on here?
Back you, no. Please don't
And
be
the
guilty.
footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain?
No, I don't want to kill back you.
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that.
The window
So I
had
think
been
that
broken
must be
before.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Wait, this one?
I
There
got
we
it!
go.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
It was because it was on the glass.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind until the locked room was it absolutely was not.
So you're saying someone planted it? No.
It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
It's empty
When it
drugs
comes
and
to
drink.
that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked. It absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying...
Someone planted? No.
It had to have been. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room.
I don't
When
want
it
it to
comes
be
to
him.
that protein, there's not a doubt until
The locked room was
it absolutely.
So you're someone planted? No.
It had to have been. It had to be.
It was in there before the rec room was...
There we go, that worked.
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
Thank you.
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, The protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
So she killed herself.
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Maybe Sakura?
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Oh god, okay. So if she took the poison herself, wouldn't there be suicide?
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end
This is the
already!
third time this game. Well,
You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you!
wait, I have two
You're
of
a
these.
liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar!
Hey.
Do you have any kind of proof, Sakura?
This should prove it.
I've not died once this game. Well, trial.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a
Oh, of
certain
course, I
yellow
forgot about
powder
the
stuck
evidence
to
of
it?
it.
It did?
It did. The same yellow
She
powder that
spilled the
had been
powder.
spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. I don't want it to be in so badly, I'm gonna throw her, so...
Here's my answer.
Wait, it was right.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What?
Oh, it wasn't Bayaki, thank God. I think he was just tilted that he was wrong for once, and he didn't want to be wrong.
The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying It was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather...
See, I called it from the
don't
start.
want
It was
to believe it.
suicide. She's had a smile on her
But
face.
when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it!
I said it from the start. The only
locked room
person that could have
mystery
locked
was
it.
created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
She didn't want people to believe it was
When we
suicide.
found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything. And Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room... While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No. No! No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Oh. Right, of course. We already know who did it, but... So she gave the notes out. Then she hid in the locker, so where's the locker? Yeah, there it is. So he swung. He hit her with a horse piece, didn't he? Then he wrote Toka on the blood. He using the blood. Then he ran off. She hid it. This was quite an interesting one. And then she came out. Then she hid the book away. Then she got up, panicked. Oh, I see. When she passed out, I tried to help her. So, but panicked. She went to hit her again. No, that's got the horse in it. So that must be. Was it this? No. That makes more sense. Then, where would... You know, if it's wrong, I'll just swap it out. So then she grabbed it. And then smashed the queen bowl. Took it, ran off. Then she took the canine. Maybe. Do I need to use any of these? No, because she already did that there. That's already there. No point in reusing them. Oh, I have a timer, I didn't realise. Don't realise these things are timers, so then... If it's wrong, I'll just change
Here's
it.
exactly what happened. This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Oh? That's unfair. Of course she hit ahead. Maybe that?
Here's exactly what happened. But she got there.
No. Oh, what could it be? This one then. No wait, but why would she... Oh, I see, so she's getting into it. Come on, that makes more logical sense, but whatever. There we go. I just mistaken them then.
Here's exactly what happened. But one of them headed out. She got there one step ahead.
Oh, God, that was an obvious mistake.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide.
Oh. I think I need to swap them.
The killer is you! And that's...
Yep.
And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
Wow, even back you can see that.
But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Oh.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
I'm just glad he didn't die. Give me an S rank on this one, please. I got a B on one of them. Yeah, I'm happy with that. 90 coins. Oh, 108.
Okay.
What a
I
mistrial.
think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
And we all voted it was Sakura. So even yourself counts now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
My entire
So wait, what happens if
What
we
did you
found the
say?
last one?
come on.
You would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you
And
thinking?
yet, why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
this? You should
I
have been
couldn't
the
let
one
her-
to die.
Wow.
What?
You wanted us all to die. You were going to take us all with you. I have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What is
You still
this?
understand then? Let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands. That's in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse office. I ran out after her. Don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me.
I can't forgive
My
this!
closest friend got hurt. Sakura. Because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked me to meet with them. Good. You see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it if they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina.
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Ah, okay. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us. And yet...
why?
Two of you attacked her. You trampled all over things and then you did the unthinkable. That was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you and you would even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Don't you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'd do it by my own hands.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
Some protein.
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang here, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I thought that someone had taken something from the poison shelf Sakura. So I ran back to Rec Room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that I just added to the weight she had to carry. I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her, all of us. We pushed her into the corner and we murdered her.
Why?
Couldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. And you did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the clash trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of that hate. But even that got found out in the end. I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt you right where you're about to deliver the final tearjet, but
Hey!
it's just taken so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What
did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course, I know what she was thinking because of her and me.
In other words...
But what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? That's testament, Sakura Agami.
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note, Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad!
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true!
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in our room.
Huh?
What then? You lied to me.
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now,
I can't help it, you totally took my little scribble at face value. I did even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? That case played out between you and you alone. You were the others jerking each other around.
Phew.
Heck, even if the will had factored in it, it still wouldn't have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene, cut.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my metallic, angelic, harmonic, narratic voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on!
And isn't it just unfortunate killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth, lost in darkness, gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed!
Okay, geez, talk about buzzkill, alright? Here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I have to do it like this, but you need to know this is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in that strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family had watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried about that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was that the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me that to hold off until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying to so desperately stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind, and more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision.
I've made a decision.
I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal a secret which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion and disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would just escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control, and to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, no one will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of the conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life. Oh.
Huh?
And Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her in life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. She sacrificed so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you'd try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. That is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the clash trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest of it to you. Please talk to Byaku, Toko and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I want you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end though, I hope to show you myself through actions and not words. Hopefully, then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. I thought we were so close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all our meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her, and nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh.
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered because the one we needed to destroy was you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
That's not what it's supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Lovely Byaku, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can only be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Nice one, Byaku. Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me
There's
repeat
no point
myself.
in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now, I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byaku, does this mean Don't misunderstand. I've been moved by some thoughtless sentiments, if that's what you're thinking. Another mastermind as I go. If the mastermind turns out to be God, then maybe I can catch that on fire. Everyone.
Hey.
Well, now that can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
Fun time? Yeah, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh heavens no, just because the black end is dead doesn't mean we can't just sub in whatever old student I want. Don't I tell you, I'm very particular about the bare times 1 rule.
Listen
But I
up.
spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yoo-hoo!
I've prepared a special guest. A special guest.
Let's give it everything we...
Who's this special guest? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh god, it's Alter Ego. X-Factor Destroyer. Oh god. Yeah, there's no way you're gonna survive that. Oh, you curved her into a ball. And put bare face on it. You knew what we was up to. You turned Tim into a mangled hunk of junk.
Phew.
That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up the old plate of chicken. After all, they say for the post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, boiled, give me a break. The colour, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at.
So,
How dangerous it could be, but still I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't understand why, but
still.
else my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just an humanoid, but it's true. So it's okay. But if it's for the sake of everything else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words reached from my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned flow black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled a goat going from my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out my mouth. How dare you, that was my friend. How dare you kill him? I don't want to play CSGO.
What's the matter?
You're friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him. Is that what you call anonymism? Where soul dwells within all things, even the laptops? Well, call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things all sneaky.
Just as I
So
thought.
you finally noticed him.
Actually...
No, I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew how exactly I was going to play it out from the start. What?
What are you
You
thinking?
knew? And you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the day in the laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course, I didn't care if you got access to it. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, free formatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to... Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. That punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who died so far, and the deaths of each and every one of us is our friend. They all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for all this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad, like just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Time to bring things to a close. Before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript.
Yep.
There's still a bit more left in Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go.
Hello.
Pay your ears for the dulcet scent tones of your truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like to tell you to tell the others. Hopefully it'll act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time, and I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us, and I think what they've done is... Oops, oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word, and I would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today.
What?
You can't just stop at the most important part. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? Makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know her.
You guys!
That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's notes. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
6 for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last thing in the notes. And let me just say to the mastermind. I'm not going to lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what, and that's seriously it. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you. Whatever, who cares what some dead muscle had us to say.
Well?
I'm out of here. You should guys and try and get some rest, you know, and maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from regrets to the outside world? Think about that. Think long and think hard. These were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, I'll ask you to help solve the mystery of the school. The mastermind did something to us. Kyoko said Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey.
Answer me, what did you do? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying to what are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not normally unheard of. No, I feel awful for just thinking it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
The class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
But...
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there? Other than to head back up? Okay, let's get out of here. But, did dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would have never lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times you plan to apologize about you mate that last one? Haven't you reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once?
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. Huh? Was it normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the realm between me and the master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you are a sleazeball. Apparently still after Death Wish. One more biting sarcasm, no wonder you don't have any friends.
No, no, no,
Hey,
no!
Sapphire Master, you're making me jealous. I want the abuse given to hate me. I guess not easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we to return to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night stuck upon us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, soon. Okay then.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down down into my sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen in such a deep sleep, but then now it's still over for me. A voice. Could I hear a voice? What? Keep up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into a hazy, half-conscious. My eyelids were like lead. Thumbnail.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh?
Kyoko?
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m. Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Hey. It's so late, what happened?
Makoto.
I have a favour. Ooh, favour. What's your favour?
So...
Said at the end of her note. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. What do you plan to do? The deaf data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center, but I thought it was locked. Is it not locked at night? I'm too curious. I want to continue playing. Oh. Eventually I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here, so she said to meet up here. And maybe she's already inside. It didn't open. It must be locked. Was that what was Kyoko said? Data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, ho, what are you doing, mister? Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But I see that you don't. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
Break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you going to try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's freaking for crying loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko.
You two? You guys?
One of the two of you. Whatever, the two of you, just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Mako, let's head back. What?
Hey.
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. Going on anymore.
Shall
Don't
we go?
worry about it, let's just go. Okay. Yeah, get over. Shoo. So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
So goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was that all about just now? Maybe go to the data center which just happened to be locked. And then she shows up late and without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that? Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversations like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then, that was over. As I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What?
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the Ultimate Despair.
The Ultimate Despair?
Watch out for her.
Her? Ooh. Deadly. So wait, don't tell me he's unleashing someone. 6. 7? Oh, he's unleashing someone deadly. You received the altar lump present.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What?
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the Ultimate Despair. Watch out for her.
The Kyoko told me to watch out for Mikuro Ikusaba. That was 3 days before the next incident. 3 days before we could be faced with another murder. 3 3 years for the worst thing so far would reveal itself. That was odd. Mile dash, pain of a junk food junkie. 100-mile dash. In the meantime, the day after Sakura's class trial, that morning in the dining hall. So let's begin the usual post-trial investigation. Hey, you didn't make small talk or anything. We never just get straight to the point like that. If you want to keep up with me, you must refrain from pointless small talk. Jeez, how high on that horse is you?
Well?
He just acts like that to hide his own insecurities. That's what I like to think anyway. Regardless, if you want to defeat the mastermind, you need to follow my lead. They creep around the school like a mouse, but the mastermind's pride is as bloated as a cow's udder.
In the name of my
no matter
family.
what it takes, I will rid this world of him. Huh? Hey Toko, you've been pretty quiet. Man, you're so boring now. You just sit there like a mushroom. I'm gonna start calling you Miss Mushroom.
What's
She
your
didn't
deal?
snap back at you. Her talking make things difficult, so I told her not to open her mouth without permission. What? Did she can't open her mouth, she can't eat or drink? I don't care.
How about that?
Are you okay with that, Toko? Jeez, how low is that rock you're hiding under?
Whew.
I believe this is small talk Byaku warned us about.
Come on.
And yet I let myself get involved. But now it's now finished. I'll never allow you to drag me down to your level again.
Let's go.
We're going to begin our search. Stop ruining your mouths and start moving your legs. Pressured by an obviously irritated Byaku, we all started our exploration. Of course, the 5th floor. Kinda want to check it out, but I should save for now. So that was the end of the video, and thank you for watching. It's very late, probably.